Okay, beautiful souls, day 33. Man, y'all, we are more than halfway through this 50 days. Uh it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor giving you all these messages. And I set the intention that these messages are timeless and for those who come across it outside of this Lionsgate journey that we're all, well, this particular daily message journey to Lionsgate, but but yeah, so I'll go ahead and this message is a channeled message, but what's interesting about this message is it's a body. It's coming in through my body. So bear with me in the description. Although it may seem like I'm speaking of myself, it's important that I describe what I'm feeling in my body because this is how spirit is communicating the message through sensations that I'm feeling. So I'll give that disclaimer up front. And so as I tuned in today with this message, my head started to just turn in circles, right? Like, y'all remember when y'all would do your stretches, and maybe y'all still do stretches, but like in school, when you had to rotate all your arms and your hips and your neck. So it's just a head roll. It just wanted to roll. My head was just rolling in circles. Which I'm waiting. I was just waiting for more information. And then I wanted to move started moving my head side to side, and it started to release drainage. And this clearing is like a lot. It's phlegm. It's interesting in that it's draining from my head sinus. Part of me was like, okay, cervical. For those of y'all don't know, I am a nurse, and so and a medical intuitive. And so as I'm tuning in, I'm like, okay, the cervical area, the neck, okay. But what was highlighted is what I started to get a sensation of is like releasing, right? And so for this group, it's about body alignment. But what's being highlighted is the spine and the lymphatic system. And so as I'm moving, and what comes to me is your body keeps the score. So body work, body alignment is coming through in this message. I have Your Body Keeps the Score and the little workbook. I haven't got a chance to get into it, but I'm very fascinated by the energetics and the way our body keeps energy, right? Which is part of the work that I do. And being able to sense energy blockages in people's bodies. And so this is what I'm seeing, but also what I'm feeling, because as I was moving my neck around, a lot of drainage was coming down from my upper sinuses. And then I felt the need to, clear from my lungs. So I'm clearing my throat as this is draining. It's like coming up from the lungs, but also coming down from the head sinus. And so, although it's the spine, the cervical area, the neck area is being highlighted. So, what's even coming through for at least one person is chiropractic work and getting your spine adjusted. It's like there's a misalignment. Um, but lymphatic work, so skin brushing, massage, but also stretching and fascia release, moving the lymph. What I was getting is like a connection between the lymphatic system, but also the spinal cord, so the nervous system and the signaling, because there is stagnancy in the lymphatics and in the nervous system. When you start to stretch and get massages and move these tissues, you will be releasing, right? But it won't only be releasing like whatever tension and moving, well, maybe you don't know, but our lymphatic system, think of it as our waste system, right? It flows along, or it is positioned alongside of our vessels, right? So they work in tandem together, right? In our tissues, we have our blood flow, and in our blood is comprised of cells and fluid and, water and minerals, and our immune systems flowing, like a lot of things are flowing through there. But it will, our waste will flow into our lymphatic system, right? And so if our lymphatic system, it releases the waste that's in our tissues and our bloodstream, right? And so these run alongside the major vessels, right? This could be mucus coming in from all of our areas, right? Like if your lungs, your sinus, it flows into our organs. It's tied into our waste, right? And so it's the way that our body rids itself of toxicity. But what's interesting is that, and I guess if I think hard enough, it almost makes me want to go back to in my nursing mind of like, it's connecting the nervous system and the lymphatic system, which may be a no duh moment. It's not coming to me right now. This is interesting, and that it's connected in this way. But what Spirit is showing me is that think of it as like a sponge, right? Like when you wring a sponge out, all of the water that's coming out would be the toxicity from the lymphatic system. So as you massage and stretch and move your body in whatever way that you're being called to, chiropractic, fascia release, all these things that I'm mentioning, it is going to help to get the lymphatic system moving, but it's also going to help to align or to get the nervous system firing again. It's like, it's almost like the lymphatic system. If we think of a hose, right? This is how I'm being shown. I see like this hose that is kinked, right? And so because pressure is building on the hose, the lymphatic system, it's not draining, then it's also putting pressure on the neurological system in a way, like whatever nerve endings are not firing properly. So it's almost like what I can see is like think of a lava lamp as the lights are like moving around, but think of it firing in an incohesive way, right? So this is what I'm seeing is because there's a kinks in the lymphatic system. For some of you, it's in different places of the body. It's also throwing off the signaling, the firing of your neurons, of your neurological system. And so it's more so moving in a incoherent way that a lava lamp shoots out the lights. If y'all, I'm sure many of you know, look up a lava lamp and the way that the lights move when it's plugged in. But if we look at this as wrong, right? Like the firing, just randomly firing all over the place like a electric storm, what should be happening is that there should be no kinks in the hose. It's flowing. Your elimination, you're sweating, you're excreting urine and feces in the right way. Like everything is moving. And that firing is happening in a cohesive way. So it would be like seeing a cohesive light show, right? Like it would move in a very beautiful dance. Like it's like I see lights moving, and like it would make a almost like if you all are not familiar, what I'm seeing now is cymatics, the way that sound creates beautiful patterns. Your neurological system would fire in the same way. There's a cohesiveness, there's a patterning, a beautiful patterning that would be happening with your neurological system, right? So for many of you, I would imagine that you feel a bit unbalanced, or maybe you're feeling pain, or you're feeling not aligned in some form or fashion. There's something off, right? And this is what it's connected to. There needs to be some lymphatic work. However you get it done. Massage, fascia release, chiropractor, but also the spine, a spinal alignment. Spirit, what's the emphasis on the neck? There's heavy emphasis on the neck. So the neck, it's for some of you, this heavy emphasis is like, what I'm feeling is like, it's almost like energetically, my neck is separated from the rest of my body. I mean, my head is separated from the rest of my body. So heavy emphasis on the throat and the spine, right? There's an energetic block right here, right? So this would be the throat chakra. For some of you, this is also the spine. So some of you need some spinal work done at your cervical spine, C-spine, as we would call it in the medical community. But a lot of this is the throat. For some of you, I feel like there's injury there. So it's almost like there's it's weakened. It's weakened around the entire neck because of the throat. So this is going to be a lot of you who, because your throat chakra, like, so think about how well you speak and how well you speak up. And what is your throat chakra rap sheet, right? Like, what is the resume of your throat chakra, right? The history. Think about your throat chakra, your use of it, from a child and up. Whew. And in your, would this be your solar plexus? Lord. I feel like I just got punched in my solar plexus. So for some of you, your solar plexus is being highlighted as well. So this is your solar plexus is your personal power, right? How well you stand in the I am. Who are you? There's a call to look at these, right? Some of the injury, the pain that some of you are experiencing in this area. So think of it as this, right? Because what's coming to me is like, if you are a person who has been a people pleaser your whole life, or a person who's never spoken up, or maybe you have spoken up, but your conversation has been very toxic for many years, right? It hasn't been balanced. You haven't been using your throat chakra or your solar plexus, standing in your personal power in the right ways, in your heart. Man, all right, Spirit. I'm feeling very uncomfortable in now my heart. So, and I want to like breathe. So just your chakras, right? Because I feel like Spirit is just highlighting different okay, Spirit, release the energy. I got it. So wherever you're feeling, okay, so this is what's coming. Wherever you're feeling, this feels very uncomfortable. If I had done a wonderful workout and feeling the recovery, the pain of the recovery, that's what I'm feeling in my body right now. A Spirit is getting me to understand what to communicate to you all. So throat, heart, solar plexus, but I'm not even limiting it to these three. These three are being highlighted specifically right now. But I would say to you, I would add on additionally that wherever you are feeling pain, right, associated to that chakra, right? So even if it's in your root, your sacral, your third eye, crown, wherever you're feeling discomfort, I am physically feeling discomfort in some of your injury, right? So let's say you have disc. What is the what am I trying to, like herniated disc? There we go. In your spine, right? So let's use the neck, the cervical spine. If you have herniated disc, or maybe your spine is not aligned somewhere, wherever it's at in the spine, right, closest to that chakra, the energy that is there, right? The stories, in the cervical spine, like I said before, your throat. So then look at these injuries are not, maybe you have, you played sports and you injured yourself there. But what's coming to me is that, or you've had a reoccurring injury in a particular part of your body. It is associated to the imbalance in that area for some of you, right? So let's say you've had 5 injuries to your neck, right? And you've associated your pain and your, obviously, right, if you've had injury there, yes, it causes pain. Yes, it is. But it is deeper than just the accident or the injury that occurred. The injury occurred because that area energetically is weakened because of the lack of balanced use of the throat chakra, right? So maybe you injured yourself there. And you injure yourself in multiple places, let's say, right? I'm using this as an example. If the rest of your body healed, except for this, you're having issues in a particular area of healing, look at Like I broke my arm, I broke some ribs, I broke this in that particular incident. But for some reason, the area around my spine and my neck just hasn't seemed to recover, right? Or I injured it there, and I've injured myself there. Even if what's coming to me is, even if you get a particular ailment each year, right? So what I can think of is strep throat. If you got strep throat every single year, right? Like some people are getting ailments, like a particular ailment, like that you don't ever get the flu, you never get a stomach bug, but you always get strep throat, right? Every year, like clockwork. Look at the energetics, right? Spirit is asking you to look deeper into this. This is not because you're just getting strep throat each year. How are you using your throat chakra? How have you used your throat chakra? What has been the story behind using your voice, right? And I tell you to apply this that I'm saying about the throat chakra to whatever chakra this is associated with in your body, to the thing, if it's your solar plexus, your sacral, your root, right? Apply it. What is the story in that chakra? What is the thing? Like, have you been afraid to speak up since you were a child? It was because your parent told you to be quiet, and that you don't know what you're talking about, you're stupid, whatever story was imprinted on you that made you shut down, right? Shut down the full expression of yourself in that particular chakra with that theme. Look at the root story. When was the first time that you shut yourself down, that you made yourself smaller, that you stopped speaking, that you never feel safe, right? Like if we look at our root chakra, right? Maybe safety, well, you never felt safe around men, or maybe you never felt safe around women because a particular thing happened, right? And so look at the correlation of the physical pain to the chakra, and also look at the correlation and follow the thread of, okay, what is the theme of that chakra, right? And you can Google this, right? For those of you who are unfamiliar, Google what the themes of the chakras are. What is the particular story? Tune in with yourself. What is the lie that you've been believing this whole time, right? Because when you get to the root of that, when you get to the root of that story and you start to do the work around it, right? It will be the assistance, it will be the information, it will be the releasing that you give yourself when you give yourself the new story, when you're like, oh, dang, I didn't even realize that I have been telling myself this, believing this lie, money doesn't grow on trees, lack, safety. I've been believing that all men are this way, or I've been believing that I couldn't have the thing, or I needed to be in lack, or that money is the root of all evil, whatever these stories are that we've been fed, that you've been fed. When you do work around it and you're like, you know what? Money is not the root of all evil. You know what? Not all men or not all women are unsafe, right? Whatever, fill in the blank. And when you start to do work around that and bring that story back into truth for you, and you release it, you will notice your body to start improve. That will be the releasing of that energetic imprint that is in that area, that is keeping the energy from flowing in that area, right? Okay. So energy. So this is two-parter. Okay. Sorry, y'all, I'm having a whole moment. But yes, so that also will be um will get your system, let's just say, your body, your system within your body flowing, and so that it can 100%, so that it can heal itself completely. Okay. All right. And so with that, yes, that is it for today's message. I will add, and I will go back and add in this message for, and I would like to offer my service, right? I am a holistic energy healing practitioner. And so if you need help, this is the work that I specialize in helping to clear, stuck, stagnant energy, right? To, if you need help getting to that story, and the energetic blockages. This is the work that I do. And right now and all the way until the end of August, I am offering in service to you all, to the community, help with this, right? To clear energy into the Lion's Gate and all the way to the end of the month. If you need assistance with this work, with the energy healing session, they are on sale right now until the end of August. So if you have questions, my link is in the description. It's in the bio. It's in wherever it is, in whatever platform I post this on. Of course, in YouTube, it's in my description. But if I post this anywhere else, you know where to look for info. If you have questions and want a consultation, by all means, book a consultation. We can have more discussion. And if not, definitely whatever calls to you, chiropractic work, fascia release. If you've been, for some of you all, I'm getting that you've been telling yourself, oh, I need to get a massage, or I need to, and it's, the need for it is much more than just wanting a massage. Like, there is actual energy. There's actually there's healing. There's more than just a massage, right? The massage is going to release energy. It's going to bring up. Okay, so for that, and I'll end here. As you do this work, because it came in earlier and I kind of talked past it. As you do this work, do note that stories may come up, right? So let's say you get a massage done and memories of I don't know, a past trauma, or someone saying something to you, like if you were bullied and you're starting to like hear, like, why, like, whoa, why is this person coming into my mind? And when he used to make fun, or she used to make fun of me, like, why is this coming up into my awareness? It's because it's been trapped in your tissues, right? And so don't be alarmed that as you do this work, that things start to come up. This is why this message is being given right now, because there is trapped stories and traumas and memories and things that you haven't quite let go of. They've trapped themselves in your tissues. And so as you do whatever modality calls to you, this may come up into your awareness. It is not for you to re-traumatize yourself, but it is for you to, if you need to cry, if you need to do some journaling, if you need to do a fire release, if you need to see a counselor, whatever you need to do to release this, the story, the finality of it is calling you to grieve it, right? In whatever way that you need to grieve it, like maybe talk therapy, whatever you need to do to grieve it and push it out and get it out. This is the work that needs to be done in your body. Okay. And so, for real this time, this is all that I got for today's message. So until tomorrow.